Tyler Perry interviews a black doctor in the hope to convince black people to take the Wonka ticket. Let's talk about it. Okay. Many of y'all who may see this may be too young to remember Tiger Woods coming out and saying at one time that he doesn't consider himself black, he considers himself Caucasian and some shit. And it was, according to him, it was a combination of Caucasian being so-called black and Asian. And when he said that, it created this storm. And not for me. I got it. Okay. His teeth are not African American teeth, and you can see the various nationalities in him. I mean, that's just evident. And if you couldn't see it, it's in his genes. In his genes. I'll come back to genes. I, I guess the question for today is who decided that Tyler Perry speaks for anybody, particularly those so called black? You see my face? You see my sunglasses? My sunglasses are black. Okay? We learn our fucking colors in kindergarten. All right? Now, we can agree that my sunglasses are black. We can agree on that. We can't agree on that, then stop the video. Okay? My face is not the color of my sunglasses. Okay? The whole idea of black on this end of the spectrum and white on the other end creates more division than there's enough things dividing us. We don't need anything else dividing us. Okay? All right? I got a red tone brown skin complexion going on. The evidence of that is I can take a penny. I'm a bunch of pennies around here. It doesn't matter which penny. I can take an old one, a new one. I mean, some of them are different colors, but hell, this penny is darker than my goddamn skin. Is this penny black? All right. That penny is darker than my skin. Is this penny black? No, the penny is not black, and neither is my skin. All right. We can't agree on that. Stop the video. All that aside, Tyler Perry don't speak for us. A dude who made his money walking around in a dress, being stereotypical of old black women, could never speak for me or anybody I know. Facts. Have some of his movies been entertaining? Yeah, I mean, you can't do that long and be successful if you weren't entertaining to somebody. You're not entertaining to me. I got nothing out of seeing him, Martin Lawrence, Big Mama's House, none of those movies. Are you kidding me? And so for him to sit down to talk to a doctor to convince black people to take the Kobe Cootie shot means nothing to me. Nothing. I guess the thing that's embarrassing in the whole deal is the doctor that he chose. The female doctor that he chose, a female black doctor that he chose, lighter than my ass, is on the daggone interview. And I'll put the link in the description. In the interview, speaking slang. You know, look at these viruses, this COVID. It's like the gangster, and you know you got to protect your hood. She talking all of this crazy. She's a doctor. She's a doctor. There's a time and place for everything, and that wasn't the time or place to speak street vernacular. Who are you trying to convince? You're not going to convince me with that nonsense. And it was embarrassing, to say the least, to see that. Not embarrassing for me, but embarrassing for you, Tyler Perry. Embarrassing for you, Dr. Lady, who went to school for a bunch of years to get a medical degree, only to be interviewed for Tyler Perry, talking like you just left a rap video. Listen, there's a time and place for everything. When I'm with my friends, I talk like I'm with my friends. When I'm with my coworkers, I talk when I'm the way I need to talk when I'm with my coworkers. When I'm on here, you'll probably get a little bit of both and some in between. You know what I'm saying? See how cool, you know what I'm saying? Word to your mother, you know what I mean? I'm supposed to start popping and locking and breaking. You you look like an idiot. That's not the sad part. It is the sad part. I guess the sadder part is that there are going to be people who are persuaded by that. I, and I guess that makes that video successful on some level. That a lot of so-called black people may watch that and go, "Word, I guess the Kobe Cootie's injection shot. It's not that bad. Look what the doctor had to say. You know what I'm saying, son? Yeah, I know what you say. Are we really doing that? Like, listen, do what I will. You want to take that shot? Take that shot. We not taking that shot. You kidding me? We not. You are experiencing, and I'm talking about all people. It's not a black. It's not a race thing. All of y'all are being taken advantage of. All of y'all being rocked to sleep, as Flight Boss would say. Y'all being rocked to sleep. You've been rocked to sleep. Let me digress for a second because it was something I wanted to talk about earlier, and I probably should shoot it. It's not even worth shooting a whole video about. Y'all being rocked to sleep. Check this out. About an hour ago, I was watching basketball game. Georgetown is getting ready. Women's basketball game. Georgetown is losing to Creatine. Cretin, I think the name of the school is. Well, maybe they caught up. I don't know. I'm talking to you. I'm missing the last couple minutes on the game. And there are like 4 or 5 girls out there playing full court basketball in mask. Y'all been rocked to sleep. Listen. Your body do what you want with it. Nobody's perfect. I have my bad. This is my bad habit. I said I was going to stop this at the end of the year, the end of last year. That's when, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop when I guess when I feel like stopping. Listen, we all have bad habits. None of us is perfect. Don't come over here. I don't come on here to pretend to be something that I'm not. You getting the real deal. Tyler Perry, Tyler Perry doesn't speak for us. You kidding me? He doesn't. What is the reason for? Because you got several things going on here at the same time. You put a guy on who made his money wearing a dress, and throughout the last, I don't know how long this thing goes back, you've been promoting us in dresses. Y'all do it too. White people do it too. Listen, that's what you want to do. I don't have a problem with that. Some of that's cultural, the Irish walking around in the kilts. I get it. That's the cultural thing. If you from an area where that's what you do, that's what you do. If you in the desert and you got a full cover up that looks like a dress, but you're protecting yourself protecting your body from the sand, and and harsh winds and stuff like that, and that's some cultural you do. That's how y'all get down. That's how y'all get down. But we don't do that here. We don't. We don't do that here. We do that here now, and that's another video. Now it's cool for guys to wear dresses successfully after years of mind control through your tell live visions. And you convincing all of these actors to mess around and wear a dress. You had Wesley Snipes and Tu Wong Fu and Martin Lawrence, Big Mama's House, and Tyler Perry, Medea, and it goes on and on and on. Dave Chappelle talked about this. Did he not? Walking into his daggone studio, excuse me a second, walking into his daggone studio, and there's a dress laying in his chair. He spoke about this. And he was like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I could be. I don't listen. Find something else. No, thank you. I don't know what the agenda is. Well, I do know, but that will take me completely off course with the dress thing. So when I think of Tyler Perry, I think of a brilliant comedian. Who has an aspect to his genre that that I'm not interested in. All right, and that's dudes in dresses. I, I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just not. It's not something I'm interested in. And even if he did not wear dresses, even if he didn't, even if he made the same amount of money just playing stand-up roles, he don't speak for us. Are you kidding me? He doesn't speak for us. How dare BET, who is no longer black owned anyway? Viacom owns BET. Last time I checked, if I'm wrong, hit me up in the comments because I don't take notes when I talk about this stuff. How dare BET, who is no longer owned by what you would call black, it's owned by Viacom, put this slang talking doctor on anyway? It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. You went through all of that schooling, all of those years of education, all of those hours and interns and proving yourself and you know what I mean, and the medical boards and all this stuff you had to learn to be able to get out on your own and be a doctor, for you to be interviewed and talk slang on TV to convince us to do something that's a, oh, if if I'm crazy, Sam, y'all don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. I do. I have a problem with that. I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. And you listen. You only get one time to make a first impression. You only get one time to make a first impression. I've never seen this lady before. Didn't know she existed until this Tyler Perry interview, and I'm sure she's a nice person. She may be a nice person, but listen, you only get a one time to make a bad impression. If I've made a bad impression on you, there's nothing I can do to really clear that up. It just is what it is. It is. It's like, nah, fuck Mike. I don't know that dude, but I heard him say some shit and it was just off the wall, and I never want to hear anything he has to say again. There's nothing I can do to make that up to you. There's nothing she can do that I can think of that'll make me forget that interview. I don't hold it against her. It sounds like I'm holding it against her. I don't give a fuck. She doesn't speak for us. Okay? She doesn't. And none of these knuckleheads, I'm being polite as I can be, because I do have minors apparently who are subscribed to this. It's crazy. And you almost have to start with young people. You just almost do. And so, young people, don't be rocked to sleep by sleep adults. But let me tell you something about adults, young people. Let me tell you the secret about adults, including your parents. Facts. These adults are children pretending to be adults. Okay? Almost all of them. Almost all of them are children pretending to be adults. Okay? Age doesn't always mean wisdom. It just doesn't. Okay? And education doesn't always mean wisdom. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. I got my bachelor's degree. I went and got my master's degree. It doesn't mean wisdom. Listen, I may have just had more mind control programming than you. Okay? Doesn't mean wisdom. So miss me with the marketing and the promotion to us. Oh, so-called black people are dying at COVID at this rate that's just way above everybody else. Does it bother me if that's true? Not as much as it bothers me of what they're putting in their mouth to get to that position in the first place. You can see it in the face. You can see it in the eyes. You can see it in the ankles. You can see it in the fingernails. The body gives signs. Seed planted. Look it up. It's a great Indian kid, and if I remember, I'll put his link in the description. Who does a video about that? He talks about the. He's a nutritionalist. He talks about what it means when you see the little white marks in your fingernails, a zinc deficiency. He talks about the dark spots under your eyes. That it's distress on your liver. He talks about your ankles. It's just, if you got these swollen ankles, whatever. He talks about all of the signs, different blemishes on the skin. What those mean? The body will tell you. Will tell you. Now I'm rocking a beard, and I'm rocking the beard on purpose because it's gray, and I'm curious that if I pay more attention to my selenium and my copper intake and my magnesium, and I'm not talking about supplements. I'm just talking about just in eating good overall and eating less box food or no box food, that'll reverse. So I'm on this year and a half skit to see if I can reverse some of that gray hair. Not that I have a thing against gray hair. I don't. It's showing me it's a sign of a nutritional deficiency. All right. A melanin deficiency at the root. What I'm saying is there's no excuse not to learn, not to know certain stuff. There's no excuse not to know certain stuff. All right. Stop taking everybody. You ain't got to take my word for it. What I'm saying is stop looking for somebody to tell you. Go inside and do your own research. Do, do your own research. Watch this interview though with Tyler Perry and this doctor. It's particularly if you're so-called black, and see if you're not offended by that with the slang and the gang references and stuff like that. Explain it, trying to make science, speaking about science on a level that she thinks you'll understand with hip hop street vernacular. Okay, I thought she was going to resurrect Tupac the way she was going. Damn, this is a disgrace. She don't speak for us. Black people don't speak for us. Okay, don't. You want to take the Wonka ticket? Take the Wonka ticket. All right. Hank Aaron took the Wonka ticket, didn't he? All right. I'm gonna show so-called black people that this is you know something that'll be good for us, right? Now I'm not saying he passed because of the Wonka ticket. I'm saying it didn't help. Okay, you old and you fucking you're you think you're doing something to help people and you go and you subject yourself to that shot and 2 weeks later you not here. Well, you did a lot for brown people in that moment. Yeah, you can believe that. You didn't do what you necessarily meant to do, but the message was clear to people like me. It was confirmation for me. No, thank you. No, thank you. Links in the description. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Good day.